Right, and I think that's probably as many as we're going to get. So good morning and welcome. My name is Oliver Leeds. I'm Head of Membership at Parentkind, so the guy that's ultimately responsible for making sure you guys have a great membership experience. This morning, we're going to be running through the big PTA summer raffle, which is our fourth iteration of the raffle. So this will be the fourth time we've run it. And Gabrielle is joining me on this webinar. Is going to be running you through all of the slides. We have a facility for you to ask questions, and I think what we're first, if possible, is for you to pose any questions, and then when we get to the end, we'll go through those and hopefully make sure that we capture all those things that you want to know about the raffle. So the first thing we're going to start off with is a very quick poll. So I should be able to launch this poll. That should now appear on your screens. So yes, please can you let us know if you've taken part in the big PTA raffles before? Right, there we go. So it looks like a few of you have taken part before, and then the majority of you haven't or don't know. So great. So hopefully what we're going to be able to do is take you through everything today, really give you a good understanding of how it works, and make it the opportunity for you as a member to take part. So I'm going to stop sharing the results, and I'm now going to pass over to Gabrielle to go through the slides.
Good morning, everyone. So as Ollie said, I'm Gabrielle Carroll. I'm the Membership Development Officer for Parentkind. So I'm the person that checks your package is suitable for your requirements and adds new things to it, as well as member acquisition. And I am the administrator for the big PTA raffles. So I noticed one person has taken part before, and I do apologise if it's a bit like teaching you to suck eggs, but if you could bear with me, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, so to kickstart the webinar, we thought that we would give you some feedback from our PTAs that took part in the last iteration of the raffle, which was at Christmas. So they've stated various different reasons why they took part. So mainly how easy it was. The cash prizes were a huge bonus. There was no need to source prizes, etc. And all of these PTAs have raised well over £500 and are varying in size from secondary schools to primary schools, big schools, little schools, those that are rural and those that are in cities. So we wanted to give you a flavour of what some of the feedback was from PTAs that had already taken part. And I'll just give you a couple of seconds for anybody reading through them to finish. Why do we offer an online raffle? Well, the main reason is you, our PTA members. We started doing the big PTA raffle in December 2020 as a response to COVID and the fact that we knew that our PTA members were struggling to raise funds. What we did, however, find was that in subsequent raffles, and most recently in the Christmas raffle, which was out of all restrictions, all COVID restrictions, that actually the raffle really works for any size school, whether you're big or small, whether you're in a rural setting or an urban setting, whether you have one class per year or more classes per year, or whether you double up classes, so you have 2 years per class. It absolutely works for anyone, which is why we have kept it going. Just to give you a flavour of the way we've supported it, we've actually to date had 1,598 PTAs take part in the raffle, and they have raised an amazing £314,626 for those PTAs. That's actually what has gone into the bank accounts of those PTA members. Additional benefits is that it's an effective and fun way to ask for support from your traditional supporters and new audiences, and we'll come on to that in a little while. In general, the industry for raffles and lotteries have noticed a shift towards online raffles, which was understandable back in 2020, but actually that trend looks to stay. So this is an actual viable way of fundraising that should prove to be consistent going forward, not just a jerk reaction to COVID. New players in the market are actually drawn to cash prizes for the draws, which is something not all PTAs can't offer that. However, the actual volume of the prize of 5,000 for each of the 12 draws that we offer is an actual draw for people to play the raffle. And the other reason we offer it is because a raffle audience age is average between 20 and mid-40s. So it's actually perfect for PTAs and schools whose parents and relatives would fall within that bracket. Basically, it is easy. It is minimal effort, as you would have seen from the quotes from the PTAs that you saw at the beginning. And we provide everything that you could possibly need for you to be able to run a PTA raffle with minimal effort. We offer 12 cash prizes of £5,000. Each of those are given away in an individual draw. And we, at the end of each raffle, we actually canvass your supporters for feedback. And there has been some queries from our PTA feedback around the amount of cash prizes, but when we've actually canvassed the supporters, 54% of them said that those 12 cash prizes of £5,000 were actually the correct amount, and that's one of the reasons they were drawn. Their main reason was obviously supporting you, their PTAs. Each ticket costs £3. That is to cover your supporters for all 12 draws. So they pay that £3 per ticket, and they will be entered into every single one of those 12 cash prize draws of £5,000. And that is the equivalent to 25 pence per draw. So I used to be on a PTA, and I know that when I wasn't a PTA, a strip of tickets for the raffle cost more than 25 pence per draw. I don't know what the going rate is, but I should suspect that actually it's comparably good value for money. You have instant ticket sales as soon as your PTA registers. You get your promotional things out there, which we'll go on to in a moment, and you literally, tickets are available as soon as you register to take part in the big PTA raffles. 50% of your ticket sales go directly to your PTA. That is guaranteed. It will never go down. That is it. It's 50% of every ticket you sell. It doesn't matter if you sell one ticket or 1 million tickets, you will receive 50% of every one of those tickets for your PTA fundraising. You can sell these tickets to anyone, anywhere in the United Kingdom, which is the great benefit of this. So not only can you obviously offer it to parents, but you can offer it to your local community, you can offer it to family of your parents, friends, work colleagues, everybody. They can all buy a ticket, and as previously stated, every one of those tickets is generating revenue for you. You don't need to get a local authority license. You are completely covered by our full gambling license, and it is under Parent Kind's license that this raffle is run. So there's no need for you to pay out money for licenses at all. And the other benefit is it's time saving. As I said before, we gave you everything you need. As one of those PTAs stated, there's no need to source prices. It is the quickest way of starting to raise money that you can possibly think of. And I would just like to add, where I said you could sell it to anyone, anywhere, that does not mean that it is not complementary to your traditional raffles, because it is. And we have the evidence to support that. So on our last raffle at Christmas, which is obviously a major time of year for schools and PTAs to hold raffles at their Christmas fairs, we actually found that of the 22% of respondents who said that they knew that their PTA ran a traditional fair, 26% of those bought tickets for both the big PTA raffle and their PTA's Christmas fair raffle. and 74% bought tickets just for the big PTA raffle. But when we broke that down, reasons for that were they were grandparents who wouldn't necessarily come to your Christmas fair, or work colleagues or friends that wouldn't normally come to your Christmas fair. And in addition to that, local community had bought tickets as well, where they would not necessarily come to your Christmas fair, especially if it's in school time. So that sell anywhere, anywhere, time saving, you're increasing your supporter base, and you will actually retain those, because out of the 946 responses we got, actually 76% of those supporters said that they would or would consider buying tickets for the next PTA raffle. So you're also retaining your supporter base as well as growing it each time. Just trying to change slides. Okay, so what do we provide you with? We give you a complete step-by-step guide. It has everything in it, from how to sign up, hints and tips, all the key dates. It gives you breakdowns of supporters' feedback in it. It contains everything that you could possibly need to take to your committee to decide to take your PTA to the next PTA summer raffle. And after this webinar, you will receive a follow-up email tomorrow, and I will include the link to the step-by-step guide that you can download, so you can actually speak to your committee with a reference and facts to give them. We also give you a handy checklist so that you don't forget to do anything. It has key dates, suggested when to put posts out, things like that. Is everything. We also have a full suite of media assets in both English and Welsh. I don't know if we have any PTAs here from Wales today, but they are available in both. They do a countdown, so 1 week to go buy your tickets, support our PTA, buy your tickets, everything that you need. We also do personalised posters and flyers. So the personalised posters and flyers, you can put your PTA or your school logo on it, and you can actually add to the flyer on the posters yourself. So it really personalises that to your PTA, so you're having ownership over the big PTA raffle. We also do a how to promote your PTA guide, which has loads of helpful hints. I will run through some in a minute, but fabulous hints on how to get the message out there and to have supporter engagement. And we also have our dedicated support line and email address for the big PTA raffle, which is support at Big PTA Raffle. I'll also put that in the email tomorrow. So we offer practically everything that we think that you will need to have a successful raffle, and we are always open to suggestions if you need something more. Okay, so where to promote your big PTA raffle? Social media for the summer raffle and all previous raffles is proving the #1 place to advertise. You can advertise it on your school, on your PTA social media if you have one, on your local community. I believe it's next door as the main community hub for advertising, so do them on those. Emails and newsletters, both schools, both PTAs. If you have a class list that you can email out to, then do those, because out of all of our respondents, 73% of them said that the way they learnt about the big PTA raffles was either through the school or PTA social media, a newsletter or a text message. So 73% is a large amount of supporters that use those two channels to find out and to buy their tickets to support you. As I said, we do personalised posters. We have a digital one that you can email out. It contains a personalised link to your PTA that will go straight through to your ticket page, and I will come on to where that is located in a moment. However, it's just a click away. We also have print posters that you can put up in your school community, your local gym, your local post office, anywhere at all. Please do not put them on like posts, though it's actually illegal. But you can put them absolutely anywhere. but I've seen photographs of people have sent in of seeing them stuck to hedges, and that's how they find out about the big PTA raffle. So put them anywhere. Word of mouth is simple. If you happen, like I used to, sit in the playground talking PTA business while you're waiting for your kids to come out of school, then, you know, talk to everybody, ask them to spread the word that the raffle's going on. It will get to grandparents, work colleagues, friends, everyone, because we all do like a chat. And your local press. There is nothing wrong whatsoever of doing a press release, going out to your local press, asking them for a bit of feedback and a bit of an article in their local newspaper to generate some business. And we do have, and we will be emailing out to all our members, some templates for press releases to help you encourage your local newspapers to actually include your big PTA raffle so that the whole community can find out about it.
I think we had a case of an MP, did we not?
We did.
Down in Kent, who reposted it for their school, so they did very well. So that's just an example of somebody else reposting on social media. Yes,
they will. Everybody will repost it if you ask them to. So how do you take part in the big PTA summer raffle? So you need to register your PTA on the 23rd of May at bigptaraffle.co.uk. That link will be in your follow-up email for you. Explore your dashboard. You have a personalised dashboard for each individual PTA. On that dashboard, you will be able to see your ticket sales, which I believe is a live count. So as they go up second by second or minute by minute, you will be able to see how many tickets you've sold, how much you have raised. You will also be able to download all of those guides that I've already mentioned. You will also be able to download as one social media advertising asset from your dashboard. So that's great. It says buy your tickets now for the big PTA raffle. The ones that I mentioned before are in addition to that, because we do know that changing up your social media posts, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or any other medium, keeps interest going rather than just repeating the same social post. Your supporters will also be able to download that social media graphic to share on their timelines, etc., once they've purchased tickets. You will also be able to update your details. There is a generic description that we have for PTAs taking part to try and help you raise funds. But we know that if you put on there why you're raising funds and what you are raising funds for, your supporters are so much more generous. So you do have that ability to personalise that to your PTA and why you are raising funds and what those funds will go towards. You can also upload your logo. You will have a default logo of the big PTA summer raffle. Please do not think that you have to keep that. You can put your school or your PTA logo up there. And in actual fact, we would encourage you to do that because it makes it far easier for your supporters to find your PTA to buy tickets if they don't go via your direct link. Excuse me 1 minute. You will also on that dashboard be able to upload your bank details. This is the fastest way to get your money at the end of the raffle, is to make sure that your PTA, and we will only pay out to PTA bank account details, are on there. You can add them at a later date, but I, as Ollie knows, after the raffle has closed, will spend hours chasing PTAs so that they do get their funds. There is no minimum payment. So if you raise £1.50 or you raise £5,000, you will get paid that money. But the fastest way of doing it is ensuring your bank details are up to date, and you can do that through that personalised dashboard. Download your assets, as I said, social media posters, guides, etc. Just need to advertise your big PTA summer raffle, however you wish to do that. But I really would encourage you to use social media and local community social media to do that in your first instance. And then you basically sit back and you watch your ticket sales soar and the funds roll in. And no matter how much you raise, all of it is going to a good cause, and all of it will purchase something that will benefit your whole community. Right, so just to recap some key information for you. So far we have had 1,598 PTAs take part over 3 raffles. Some of those PTAs, I will be honest, have taken part in all 3 raffles, but we have counted them individually per raffle. Over 50,000 supporters have taken part over 3 raffles. Over 200,000 tickets have been sold, and the average supporter buys 4 tickets. So you really are going to make money whatever way you look at it, because 4 tickets is money in your pocket times 100 supporters or more. Fabulous. And key dates. So the 23rd of May, on Monday, the raffle opens to PTA registration and ticket sales. It's a very simple PTA registration. You do need your Parent Kind membership number. If you haven't got that, or you are unsure of what it is, you can always contact our lovely membership support team on info@allparentkind.org.uk, or phone the dedicated telephone number, both of which will appear in a moment. You have until the 15th of July to register your PTA. However, we would encourage you to register as soon as possible, because obviously excuse me one moment. You can tell I don't do a lot of talking all in one go. The earlier that you actually register for the raffle, the longer you have to sell to your supporters, and the wider your reach will get as that buzz gets going and people share their posts or tell people about it, see posters, etc., etc. Ticket sales close on the 6 p.m. on the 18th of July. We close them at 6 p.m. on that date, because at 9 o'clock on the same day, the first 3 draws will happen, and those draws will happen between the 18th and the 21st, and we hold 3 draws per day. We do, on our social media channels, advertise which PTAs have sold a winning ticket, and we also will do a roundup to both your supporters to say which PTAs won the winning ticket, and also how much they contributed to the total amount that your PTA has raised for that one raffle. We also will do a roundup to all PTAs in an email form after the raffle closes, which will state which PTAs also sold winning tickets for all of those 12 draws. And now I think it is over to you for any questions that you would like to ask whatsoever regarding the raffles.
Right, so please do submit your questions. We've got a couple here. Do we need to inform our local authority of any funds raised from this?
No, you do not. You do not need to tell your local authority at all, because it has absolutely nothing to do with the local authority licence. As I said, you're covered by the Parent Kind licence, so all funds go to you. And other than obviously putting those funds in your usual end of year accounting reports, and possibly your charity commission accounts, if you are a registered charity, you do not have to tell anybody else at all how much you have raised through the raffle.
Okay, great. There's a question about 50% of the ticket goes to sales. Where does the other 50% go?
I see. I anticipated this question. Okay, so unfortunately, running a raffle does have other admin costs with it. So 50% of your ticket sales literally go towards PTAs. It goes straight to PTAs. It's guaranteed. It will never go down. 34% of all profits, of all ticket sales, actually goes towards the prize fund. And that is why you will see that we say up to £5,000, because we do have a ticket sale margin, at which point you will see all over our social media and Solus's newsletters, everything saying it's now guaranteed. We have never failed to meet that guaranteed prize fund. So 34% of it does go towards those 12 £5,000 prizes. Unfortunately, we have to pay taxes, and obviously our external lottery manager, who actually runs it on our behalf, so they receive 10% of those funds. Parent Kind, the Christmas raffle 2021, and this sum does vary per raffle, we did get 6%. We are quite upfront that we do receive money from the raffles. However, that money goes directly back into supporting you as PTAs for all the resources, ensuring that you get your best value for money insurance policies, having our support team line. And as parents, it also goes into the advocacy that we do on behalf of you to ensure your children's education and experience at school is the best they can possibly be. So yes, we do make money, but actually it goes directly back into supporting our PTA members, both as PTA committees and also as independent parents. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, great. And I think, Parent Kind don't do this to make money. We do this to actually support our members. That's the main reason we do this. Because actually, although it says £10,000 there, that doesn't take into account how much it costs to pay Gabrielle to do the job she does and all the other things around. So, but yeah, I really want that to be a very, we do this to support you as members and provide you with a fundraising activity. So the question, is there a QR code on the personalised posters so the sales of tickets go to our PTA?
Yes. On your dashboard, you will have the function to be able to include a QR code. So not only will those posters have a link, but it's all, I don't understand how they do it. It's all by magic as far as I'm concerned. But once you download that poster, it will not only have the personalised link that goes directly to your PTA, but it will also have a QR code that they can scan, which will also go to your PTA's page, so that they are literally buying tickets for your PTA. It's not a general pot. They are buying tickets for your individual PTA, and all of those, the QR code and the link, go directly to your page.
Right, we've got one other question. So Lisa asks, they took part in the summer raffle last year, and some of their supporters got an email regarding the Christmas raffle, but they didn't take part. Is it possible to stop those extra emails?
That would have to come from your actual supporters. We do, we'll be perfectly upfront, we do email your supporters from past raffles. The reason we do it is because we have found an uptick in ticket sales for those individual PTAs. We only email them twice, one at the beginning and one towards the end of the raffle as reminders. We do it, as I said, because we've seen an uptick. And you also have to remember, I think, the importance of informing the wider community. So whilst you may tell your actual school community that you're doing the raffle, there may also be grandparents, friends, relatives, who at work colleagues who have previously bought tickets to support your PTA, who will not know that you're entering it again, and that is why we email. The other benefit to this, as I discovered while chasing PTAs for bank details, is that some PTAs have raised funds they didn't even know about. So I had a PTA who had registered for the Christmas raffle, decided not to actually promote it, which is their, that's their choice and they're welcome to do that. But then I had to go and say, well, actually, you've raised over £100. And that's just through those supporters having those opportunities. The emails they receive, they are not overbearing. They are literally a reminder. We do not pressurise anybody into buying tickets for you at all. And it is free choice whether they choose to do so or not. If they really object to receiving the emails, we can get them stopped. And if you would like to ask them to email in to our Parent Kind's email address with my name on it, which is Gabrielle Carroll, then I will pass that on and ask them to be removed. But that is, we do it as a helping hand to you, and it's proved effective for many PTAs. So I hope that answers that question for you.
Great. I think that's all the questions we have. So yeah, that is all the questions we have. I don't know if you just take it back to the previous slide for me, Gabrielle. If it's working.
Yeah, hold on.
I was just going to show you that. So there's the contact details for our membership support team, right? So if you've got any further questions or anything comes up that you want to discuss about the raffle, if you go through the membership support team, then they can get hold of us and put any sort of raffle queries through to us, and we'd be happy to answer those. So
there you go.
There you go. There's our it says info@parentkind.org.uk, and our telephone number for membership support team is 0300 123 5460. So I think there are no more questions. Thank you everybody for attending. We really hope that you take part because we think it's amazing, and we hope you raise loads and loads of money. And
as I said, just as a final thing, I will email out tomorrow with the link so you can download the guides for the complete how to take part in your big PTA raffle guide, so that you've got that information if you still need to speak to your committee. And as Ollie said, if you think of anything at all that you haven't asked and you wish you had, please email the info@parentkind.org.uk or give the girls a call and they will pass your question on to me and I will respond within 24 hours for you.
Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you for attending. Good luck.
You. Same, but good luck. Bye.